Hi everyone, I did Roshi Joan Halifax. She's a Zen Buddhist which is the focus on meditation and personal experience. So first I'll start off with her personal life. She was born in Hanover, New Hampshire in 1942, and then at the age of 4, she legally went blind from a virus, which then she later gains her vision back. In 1964, she graduated from Harriet Sophie Newcomb College of Tulane University. In 1965, a year after she graduated, she started her journey in her Buddhist studies. And then for 4 years, in 1964 to 68, she worked at the Bureau of Applied Social Research at Columbia University. And in the 1970s, she went to Mali to study indigenous tribe. And then 1972, she married Stanislav Graf, who they studied LSDs together. And then from 72 to 75, they worked at Maryland Psychiatric with patients dying of cancer. In 1977, Joan and Stanislav published Human Encounter with Death. And then I couldn't find the exact year, but I know that their marriage did not last for very long. And then in 1979, she founded the Ojai Foundation, and then in the 1990s, she founded the Upaya Zen Center. As I said before, for her education, she received from Harriet Sophie Newcomb College of Tulane. She received a PhD in medical anthropology and psychology from Union Institute and University at Cincinnati. And then she studied for a decade with Zen teacher Seung San and was a teacher at the Kwan Zen School. She later received the lamp transmission from Thich Nhat Hanh and was given Inca by Roshi Bernie Glassman. And next is her contributions into society. First, we have the Ojai Foundation, which is a 36-acre educational nonprofit located in the Upper Ojai Valley. And the land and program have drawn in the youth and adults seeking ways to deepen their relationship with themselves, each other, and the earth. It was originally founded in 1975 as the Human Dimensions Institute, but then in 1979, Joan had taken the lead of the organization and the foundation, and it was renamed. And due to Joan's background, she's able to bring in a wide variety of faculty to work in the foundation. And then in 1990, she had actually left the foundation and left to go start the Upaya Institute and Zen Center. The Zen Center is founded in 1990 in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where Joan actually still lives today. The center is a residential community with daily meditation, weekly talks, and a busy schedule of meditation retreats, workshops, and seminars. It is a Zen Buddhist practice, service, and training center, hence why Joan had founded it, because she studied Zen Buddhism and is a Zen Buddhist. And they have a mission statement, which is to provide a context for community practice, education in Buddhism, social service in the areas of death, dying, prison work, environment, women's rights, and peace work. It endeavors to fulfill the vision of the 5 Buddha family mandala by understanding the integration of all of its functions, and areas of death and dying and prison work are a main point to their mission, as she has actually 2 other foundations that deal with death and dying and prison work. So the next is the Prison Project, also known as the Prison Outreach Program. The mission of the program is to help inmates cultivate wholesome and pro-social changes of mind and behavior. And it's pretty much to help them with the successful re-entry into society. The project offers meditation, mindfulness, instruction, yoga, Buddhist teaching, stress management, and one-on-one visits. The program supports incarcerated inmates at the Penitentiary of New Mexico, New Mexico's Women's Correctional Facility, and Springer Correctional Facility, and those who work with inmates are actually volunteers. Next, we have the Nomads Clinic in Nepal. Roshi had been coordinating the Nomads Clinic since the 1980s, and for the last 35 years, she has gone annually. She has walked over 21,000 feet of Mount Kailash 8 times already. She looks at poverty and the lack of resources there as a continuing problem. and clinicians' pilgrimage to remote spots in the Himalayas to provide services to those who lack their medical services there. And the only way to get to the areas that the people live is by foot or horses. And then I will share my slides, and then I also have a YouTube video that further explains the clinic and everything. And I believe this video is the one that I found that has personal experiences. So next we have the Fellowship in Mind and Life Institute. She's a part of this. Their mission is bridging science and contemplative wisdom to foster insight and inspire action toward flourishing. There are 3 areas of focus: is personal well-being, compassionate communities, human earth connection. And next is the Project on Being with Dying. This is founded by Joan herself and training clinicians in a revolutionary and practical training program for healthcare professionals in the 70s. The training shows clinicians tools to work with patients who have serious illness, along with dying patients and family members. The training is done by social workers, hospice workers, psychologists, administrators, clinicians, and clergymen and women who have experience in end-of-life care. And then continue with the Project on Being with Dying. It's a week-long training, and there's many different learning techniques. They're all information given in the course to help physicians, nurses, and other providers on how they can better work with those who have serious illness. And the training covers many different aspects of what they can encounter. An example would be self-care and resilience, introduction to grace, cultivating compassion while interacting with others, with those who are seriously ill, or even the family members. So now I'll talk a little about some of her achievements. She has far more awards and honorable mentions that I could find, and the first 3 I couldn't find any dates on them, but I found them to be important. So first is she received the National Science Foundation Fellowship in Visual Anthropology, an honorary research fellow in medical ethnobotany at Harvard University, distinguished visiting scholar at the Library of Congress, and in 2018, 2019, and 2021. I found she was a keynote speaker for the CBD Stanford Arts in 2018, Contemplative Science and Opsum, keynote speaker in 2019, and in 2021, she won the Humanities Award, which is huge. And along with being a keynote speaker, she's also given a bunch of different talks at colleges, universities. She's given TED Talks already on her life, on her work with dying, death with dying. She's given countless TED Talks. I know I watched a bunch of them, and then along with that, she's also written many books. I believe it's 13. So for the next 2 slides, I actually have her most recent books to her first books. She's written many different books, and I know that some of the books are they kind of fall back to back. And then I know there's a couple years where she took a break, and then there's a bunch, like 2019 there was a bunch. And then how did she break the stained glass window? She broke the stained glass window by studying the effects with patients dying with cancer and LSDs. She working in end-of-life care and hospice care. She did that before, and opening the Zen Center and her prison project and the Nomads Clinic, they all help society. She's broke through the stained glass window by helping society, helping the earth, helping others that don't understand what it's like to be dying, and like how we can fully help those who are dying. She broke through that window, and she is helping make society better and how we can further help each other. And her lasting legacy is going to be an impact on others and her own life. She will be remembered for her Zen Center, the foundation, the Nomads Clinic, the prison project, all the TED Talks she's given. She'll be remembered for her words, all her books, and her talks with Death and Dying. She's done so much in her life already, and she continues to continually give her talks on it, and she's done a lot within her life which will continue her legacy with all of the different foundations and projects she's done. And the rest is just my bibliography. Thank you for listening.